3, 2, 1. Now recording.
Hello and welcome to the Block Update podcast, a Minecraft podcast. It is episode 70 and I'm Foxy No-Tail and I'm joined today by a brand new guest star, Slack Lizard. How are you doing, Slack?
I'm not brand new. I've been here for a while. Hi, I'm out here.
I've been here for a little bit. Yeah, about 70 episodes or so, I'd say. You've been on and off.
Yeah. I've been here for the vast majority of them, I'd say.
Yeah. You have indeed.
Been pretty consistent. Been pretty consistent for the last, I think, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. And do you know who else has been pretty consistent?
You?
No, the 40 patrons we've had. 40,
Oh, wow,
Slack.
40.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know. If you don't already know, the Block Update podcast is supported by Patreon. And we would like to thank very much 40 people that decided that they enjoy our show so much that they went to patreon.com/the Block Update and paid. And the prices are per podcast. It's as cheap as $1 a podcast if you want to do it that, as cheap as that. So you only pay for what we do. Sometimes we miss a week, so you don't pay for the weeks that we miss. And the minimum perks you will get are access to our patron-only feed for bonus content, which we record now every single time we do a podcast. We've just recorded one, and I think it's a pretty good one, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, covered a lot of things that have happened this last week, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it a bit on this podcast anyway, this one, but if you want to get into more depth of what I've been up to doing many, many codings and creating something in Minecraft that's never, ever been done or seen before, then you need to either join the Discord and watch us in the live show or, join Patreon and do it at your leisure when at a time convenient for you. Just how it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
So go sign up today.
Exactly. Why not? I would do it, but I can't. It says I'm not allowed because I'm the owner. So.
Yeah.
But you could, Slack.
Yeah. Well, I've already been a Patreon to this guy named Foxy No-Tail for a few years
you
now.
Have. You have. I can't believe you still do that. Every time I see your name on that list, I'm like, oh, man, that's my guy. Oh, thank you, Slack. Thank you for all you've been paid, keeping my electric on for who knows how long. Jeez, right. Unfortunately, we need the electric on to see all of the amazing feedback we've had this week. And if you want to leave us feedback, not you, Slack, people at home I'm talking to, if you want to leave us feedback, you can do by emailing us at news@theblockupdate.com, filling in the feedback form, which is on the blockupdate.com website. Or if you want to do it right, you can do it by joining the Discord when other people can then reply to you and think of all the answers that I thought of before I had a chance to say them on the podcast.
I'm just looking at the feedback. There's 5 pages worth of feedback, and you're definitely reading that one.
Yeah, we got a very long one, and I'm actually going to read that one first, Slack, because I think it's really important, actually. It's from somebody that I know, not like a home friend or something like that, but it's about, we were talking about last couple of podcasts about the changes that have been made on the text-to-speach stuff, and we've been sort of coming and ahhing about who that's, useful for compared to subtitles. And I think I asked last week, if anybody has any ideas of, why and when it's useful, then let us know. And somebody who wants to remain anonymous has written a lovely response to that really does explain it in some good detail. So I'm really happy that this has been sent in. I want to thank the person very, very much for taking the time to do this. And I'm going to read it in my best Australian accent. No, just normally. Okay. It says, you have to excuse me because I'm falling asleep. Hi, Foxy. I wanted to give some feedback and answer your questions around the topic of text-to-speech from Minecraft. As this is the second time that you've discussed it on the podcast, despite your preconceived ideas, I am registered blind and successfully play Minecraft. I am considered medically blind as I don't have enough sight to be useful for everyday tasks and mobility. Despite this, with the use of a large iPad Pro and voiceover features, my nose literally pressed to the screen, the touchscreen capabilities of Apple, and the use of an Xbox controller, I do manage to use the technology successfully. Although I get a sense of placing and mining blocks and walking around, the icons and text in Minecraft are way too small for me to have a hope of seeing, and chat impossible. Text-to-speech accessibility features describe the contents of my inventory, the contents of chests, a crafting table, and so on, Just as my nose pressed to the screen to distinguish the blocks in my environment, my character must also press its nose to them, each block filling the screen. In stark contrast, if I have a pickaxe or sword I need to use, it would be impossible for me to identify the slot it occupies in my hotbar in such a small but vital part of the display. Such audio prompts are invaluable to me, as without them I would absolutely could not play Minecraft at all. I also use several resource packs that remove fogs, particles and overlays and outline and highlight ores, enhance the contrast and brightness and make waters clearer. Although these mods are considered enhancements or even cheats, they are essential for me to be able to play at all, even leaving me at a disadvantage to fully sighted players. I have been playing Minecraft for 6 years now, and I have a 5-year-old solo world on which I enjoy building, farming, exploring, crafting, enchanting and playing with redstone as much as the next person. I just die a lot, but who doesn't? There's a whole community of blind Minecrafters out there. I'll start that again. There's a whole community of blind Minecrafters out there in need of a large blind Minecraft server, which I think some members make videos on YouTube. Maybe Mojang have younger players in mind with these features, but I assure you they're being used by many blind people in the wider community. I hope this helps you understand more about how blind people can play Minecraft. Sorry for the block, but as a blind person, I feel it's important to help you understand how blind people can play and do play Minecraft. And yeah, that's opened my eyes a lot. Excuse the pun. That was an awful thing to say. I didn't mean to say that. Just... I'm sorry. But you know what I mean. You go beetroot colour. Jeez, hide. Look, which way? He's off the screen. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Genuinely, that really has enlightened me on the subject, and I can I've got a better understanding of it, and I'm glad that they are doing these features. I still think they should be putting stuff in for subtitles. Doesn't give them an excuse to not do that as well. I can't see why they can't do both things, but at least, you know, these things are being incredibly valuable to certain people. So that is good to hear. So thank you very, very much, anonymous person. I'm going to try very hard not to trip up what I'm saying. Just for context, we talked about it in the bonus show. I didn't sleep last night, and it wasn't just like I tossed and turned all night in bed and just, you know, got a few winks. I didn't go to bed. I stayed downstairs working all night, so I'm very, very tired and a little bit pumped up on energy drinks at the moment. So my eyes not working so good, my mouth not working so good, and as a result, this is going to be an interesting podcast.
Indeed.
Maybe I could do some text-to-speech for these. We tried that, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we tried that, and it didn't go over very well.
No.
Right, TinyRacoon's up next, and they say, "Hi, block update guys. Just listening to you talking about dolphins being obsolete like camels, I had a few thoughts. Firstly, there is the obvious dolphin's grace. This is one use for dolphins. The other is more little known. If you give a dolphin a cod, maybe any other fish as well, it will lead you to the nearest shipwreck or drowned building, giving them an interesting use. The polar bear, however, ...
Yeah, okay, so dolphins do have a use, albeit, to be perfectly honest with you, shipwrecks are not difficult to find because most of them are floating about 20 feet out of the water anyway, or in the middle of a desert. The underwater ruins are not difficult to find, and the dolphin's grace, particularly on Bedrock Edition, doesn't actually work. It does, but you don't know when you've got it. It doesn't activate all the time. It's totally random, and it's a bit weird. But that's not the dolphin's fault. That's obviously just poorly made version of it for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. But you're absolutely right. Dolphins do have a use. It's just camels and polar bears that don't have a use. But you can ride a camel. No, but it's slower than a player.
Useless.
Oh, speaking of,
useless.
right, you know, somebody, was it Stitch Fix, mentioned we should be able to take a bucket of water out of a camel.
Yes, I've seen that tweet. Yeah.
It was one of the devs on Minecraft. It was a Jay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About getting water out of a camel. I was like, no, they're not adding that. Surely they're not adding that.
Yeah. I've seen that too. I was like, that made me laugh.
Yeah. Has he been listening to the podcast, or has he come up with that idea all on his own? Who knows?
I think the tweet said freaked out a little bit because I thought I actually got water from a camel when they
he was
actually
holding the bucket while sat on it, and there was a water source underneath the camel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good talk.
It's Woden next saying, hi, hope things are all good. So I went to a coffee shop the other Sunday, and to my amazement, I saw Slack. I was amazed and excited and poked my wife in the arm, fanboying for at least 10 minutes. I would have loved to say thank you for the laughs, but of course, I'm a total stranger. How creepy would it be to approach any of you? He was in the UK, and I guess, should have said remembered. I had heard he was in the UK, and luckily he got up and spoke loudly in his traditional Brummie accent, and I realised I was a total moron. It was a random person who was the spitting image of Slack. I've not included location names to protect Slack's doppelganger's privacy. Oh, how embarrassing would that have been if he'd gone up to him? We're like, hey, Slack! And it's just some guy from Birmingham. All right, mate. Oh, my name's not Slack, but I'll take it. Having a nice day here.
Yeah, I was immediately sitting here thinking, I was like, Sunday, coffee shop. I don't remember being in a coffee shop on Sunday. I remember being in an airport on Sunday, but not a coffee shop.
Maybe you was in a coffee shop at the airport. Was you doing fake accents so that you could blend in with the UK people while you were at the airport?
Look, the last few weeks that I was in the UK, if we went anywhere, I was just like, Jen, you just tell them whatever I said, because I'm not. Because it's immediately don't recognize that accent. And I just want to go, I don't recognize yours. The person 10 foot up the road talked different, you know? Oh, dear God. No, wasn't me, but interesting. Right. Purple is up next. And it says, hey, Foxy and Slack. Purple again. Foxy was right about the Armor Trims website, and it's actually quite useful to go to.
And there he is. We got it on the screen, look. And you can randomize it, and you can, I guess, move things about. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I think maybe you can actually only... I think you just randomize it, which is a bit useless, really.
Yeah, I don't want to randomize it.
No.
I really like that chess piece, but then, yeah.
Yeah. I guess you get to see what they look like, though. That's cool. But why can't you pick them?
I don't know. That's a bit annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, nice. It exists, so you can see it, but it's not your skin either. It'd be nice if it had upload your skin to it. And that's dead easy to do.
Yes.
I do that with fxnt.net for the player heads and the avatar builder. You can upload your skin to it and it gives you 3D. Like it does, you know how the skins rotate in Bedrock Edition? So I've got that where they 3D rotate. And then you could just dress it with a bit of armor. I don't think it'd be that difficult to do. I could do it. I'm not going to because it's a waste of my time, but I could. Maybe I will.
You could, but you won't.
No, too many rabbit holes I've already been on today. This week's like I can't go down another one. But there you go.
Okay. Right.
It exists.
Nice.
It's handy for people that want to randomize their armor and go, oh, I wish it wasn't that combination. Document quack. I'm going to say it correctly today. I left it in the last edit. I listened to it back, and whilst you could almost hear me say a word that I shouldn't have said, it wasn't clear enough for me to decide to beep it out, so I left it in. It says, hey, Foxy and Slack, I wanted to respond to the conversation about moving inventory between worlds. I love the idea. Oh, I forgot to talk about that in the bonus show. Oops. But I wanted to ask, would it be possible on realms or just regular servers? Also, Slack, one of my realms, the one for my kids, my son found a zombie spawner about 125 blocks below his base in the mountain. I'm going to use your tutorial to build a cheaty iron farm there. I assume it would be okay as so far below. Also, I turned a long-time friend on the pod this weekend, so that's awesome. Sorry for the book. I'll try not to flood you with messages this week. That's amazing. Thank you for introducing a friend to the podcast. I'm sure the iron farm will work at any Y level, providing you've got space around it for iron golems not to spawn in the wrong place. As for so I'll talk about it now. So we were talking and getting quite excited last week about the idea of a world, or not a world, a system that would allow you to take your inventory between any world. And therefore you could have one world that was for your main building stuff, one world for like mining resources, one for exploration that get trimmed regularly. So you're keeping your file size down, you're keeping everything in one nice place. And I think that's a really nice idea. But I got some issues with it, having put a lot more thought into it. Because when I came to see you last week, you were, saying you should look into this and do it. At the moment, it's not going to be possible. And there's one really stupid reason why, Slack.
Okay.
Logs. So it's easy to transfer. So if you're using the beta API system, you can transfer an item from one like inventory to another one because you're copying the code directly, if you like. But in order to send that off to another website, you would need to gather all of the possible information you could about that item, including its durability, any enchantments it's got, any specifics. And then when you writed it back to the server, you'd have to have all of the different things on it, like its name tags and stuff like that, so that you could make sure you're not, taking a diamond sword and giving back a copper sword or something like that. And most of that you can do. However, when I was making my offhand pack, I realized that there's a few blocks, but most of them have now been changed. But there's a few blocks still in the game that haven't been flattened, which means that they still rely on the data values. And logs are one of them. So the logs, you cannot determine in that pack whether, or using the beta API system, what type of log it is. You can only determine that it is a log. Now, you can copy spruce logs from one inventory to another, and they will remain as spruce logs, but you can't go, right, I want to detect that player's got spruce logs in this, like, in his hand or in his inventory, and then run another function that will place that somewhere, because it'll just replace it with just logs. There's no way to determine what type of logs it is. And it was like that for wall and stained glass and loads of other things. But recently they've flattened nearly everything. So it's pretty much just logs left. So if anyone had logs in their inventory and they went to, a server that was dedicated for chopping trees down and came back, all of their logs would be oak.
That's depressing.
Yeah. So I have put some serious thought into it and found myself stumbling across a roadblock as usual already. So I shall not take this on until their API system's a bit further down the line for that sort of thing.
Hopefully, eventually.
It will. It's getting so much work done to it. It's crazy how much they're putting in all of these updates and things. So it's getting there. And I'm learning it. So, oh man, I know how to wield it like a pro, Slack.
Until they change something.
No, I've been working for the thing I was talking about in the bonus show. I've been working purely with the stable version of the beta APIs. You don't even need experiments on for that one. So there's two versions. You've got the one with the experimental toggles, which has got all the new and useful things in it. And you've got the version that's stable, which doesn't have anything useful in it. That's what I've been using. If I'd been using the experimental ones, what I've been doing would have been a lot easier. But I didn't want to be changing it every time there was an update. Okay.
Don't worry. They'll still mess with it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, they will. Sure. They will. Stable, but
but needs a change. Yeah, but needs a change.
We changed everything.
Right. Next up, we got Morph North. And they said, thanks for flagging in the last episode, my bug report not being in the right format. I realized my mistake not long after I had posted it, but after it was flagged as a duplicate, I figured it wasn't worth going back and updating. It was the first one I've posted, but a good lesson learned, so I'm glad you called me out on it. I use the Jira for work as well, so there's no excuse. Anyways, I've since gone in and updated my original ticket into a shiny, helpful format, I hope, and have added a comment on both my closed ticket and the original ticket that it's flagged as a duplicate of, politely asking them to ensure that both bugs are considered and fixed.
Nice. Good job, Morph North. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Indeed. That's what I like to see. Somebody taking the time to help us squish some bugs. Amazing. You're doing a good job there.
Yep.
Mike says, hello, Foxy and Slack. It doesn't say that. It says, hi, Foxy and Slack. Love the podcast. Always the highlight of my week. For tip of the week, how about the things you mention in your videos, like how to insta-mine deep slate, or you can farm with ghasts. From there, you can direct people to your videos for a full how-to. Slack has lots of tutorial videos, which can be a source of tips and also more views on the video. There's also real simple things for new players, like how far to drop different mobs in a mob farm. You both have so much knowledge. I'm sure you forget the things you know, but didn't when you punched your first tree. Yeah, I'm often saying I've forgotten more than I remember. I've been playing Minecraft that long. That's not the issue, Mike. The issue for me is just, like somebody say, give me a tip for Minecraft, and I just go, because there's so many things I couldn't even begin to think of one. That sounds crazy, but it's like when people say, what's your favorite this, that, and the other? I don't know. So if I had to think of one every week, I wouldn't be able to do it. But fortunately, some people, 4 people, in fact, have given us tips in the feedback form, like I asked them to last week. If you've got a tip that you want to share, then drop it in our feedback form, and I'm creating a list of them. However, that is a good idea to think of things we've done videos on and then spit those out as well with some links. It's a good idea. Thank you, Mike.
Indeed. Next up, we got Clover Blonde.
Yes.
And I just kind of skimmed through that, and I was like, I don't understand where none of this is going till I got to the bottom of it. Hey guys, Clover Blonde here. In response to Biltmore, I realized I should have been more specific, or should have specified the Biltmore Mansion, an estate in Asheville, North Carolina. It is one of the largest mansions in the United States of America, built in the late 1800s. I don't even know how to say that next word.
Hang on, I'm on a different page. Chateau-esque.
Style. Really does feel like an American castle. It's a cool vibe, beautiful estate, and the family who owned the land are responsible for donating 80,000 acres of land to the national park. Ooh. Anyways, thanks again for inspiring me to start recording. Keep up the good work and keep enjoying those silent drives. The removal of so many mental strains really is healthy for you all.
Thank you very much.
Or healthy for you. Thank you.
Yeah, I did look up Biltmore, and that's all I found was a hotel, and I just thought it didn't sound like what you described, but now you've explained that it is, so amazing. Good job. Well done.
Yep. Thank you.
Morph North is back, saying, just a quick heads up, the support... I didn't mean to put this one in. I fixed that one. Oh, no, hang on a minute.
Boop, got
there's more to it. Basically, I messed up the support link on the new... I didn't update the new Patreon link on our website. I fixed it now. Okay. And it said, I started listening from your May the 26th episode, and I am up to date with everything since. While in between new episodes, I've started listening to your podcast all the way from the very beginning. I love having them on in the background while I build. I'm relatively new to Minecraft, and content like yours and that from a small handful of other creators has made my experience much more enjoyable. Thanks for all of the great content, Foxy and Slack. So yes, thank you very much. I nearly skipped it, Morph. I didn't.
I know. It's fine, Foxy. You're still awake. I can see your eyes open, I think. Maybe you should use that AI thing to make your eyes just constantly look, even though you're sitting there with them closed. Wow, that snoring comes through really, really good. Your mic is good today. Right. Next up, we got Nobody 2023 says, great podcast. I only listen to you guys and no one else. Not sure I personally like the name change because now it makes it hard to listen to on the Alexa. I said the name out loud. I'm waiting. Nope, it didn't respond. When I ask it to play the Block Update podcast, it gives me the Block Party podcast instead.
No!
But nonetheless, great pod as always. Nobody 2023 went kabang after he put 2 powerful rockets in his jetpack.
Not the Block Party podcast! No! Anyone but them. Jeez, I'm kidding, guys, if you're listening. What it is it's because it's new. That thing that Slack's got that I'm not going to say its name of, even though I haven't got one in my house.
Yep.
They work on popularity. So as much as it's listening to you, it's also trying to guess like what you're trying to say before you say it based on popularity of things. And because that's been around longer than ours, it's got more of a popularity index within Alexa for that than it will do ours. But ours will soon take over because it is more powerful and more incredible than theirs could ever possibly be. So don't worry, next week or so, Alexa will be, it'll be, even when you're not asking for it, you'll be saying, listen to Shania Twain, be like, Block Update podcast, no problem, bro.
And be like, that's not what I said. Be like, you're welcome.
Yeah, not playing anything else. Have you thought about Patreon? Thank you, Alexa. Appreciate it.
On repeat. On repeat. Yep.
Okay. The final piece of feedback. Feedback. That's what your baby does when you roll it on its front and it's tucked in the wrong way. Nathan says, just extending the talk about cherry blossom trees having green bits in them. I live in Korea and I'm pretty sure we have no colour else than the flowers. So just like the ones in the UK, all pink, no green. Get rid of that green out of those stupid cherry blossom trees. Jeez, bro.
Yep. Bye, pink. Yep.
Okay. That is the feedback out of the way. So how do you feel about that today?
I feel like we had good feedback.
We did, didn't we? It was nice. Nice feedback.
I think we had more feedback than we have news.
Yeah. That's why I'm, extending the segment a little bit. We got so much news. It's news time, everybody. Pay attention, listen up. You're in for a bumpy ride.
Okay.
Do you know what? Right, I'm so annoyed. So I normally curate my news from. I spent ages over the years on Twitter. Like, if somebody works for Mojang or they're affiliated with them, I add them to a list. And I've had 3 or 4 Mojang lists growing over the time. Employee,
this is
official
what your
ones.
tweet is about earlier. Okay. Yep.
So I got a new phone the other day, and I logged into Twitter, and I'm like, oh, it hasn't pulled through my lists. It's probably just taking a while to update. So I didn't think about it. Anyway, I went on Twitter today on the PC to go through the news, see what news was out there. All my lists have gone. They've been deleted. Every single one. So
I've never even used the list option until right now, and apparently I have multiple lists in my list category.
Yeah, well, I assume it means that I looked online. It says your list will be deleted if they contain things that they shouldn't contain. But I got a feeling this is one of those Twitter Blue things. You not to pay for Twitter Blue? No lists for you.
I don't have Twitter Blue. No.
So, yeah, but you can subscribe to someone else's list, but they were my lists. I wonder because maybe you can't make your own list anymore. So, yes, very annoyed about that. So, as a result, we've got no Twitter information for you. And now I'm never going to know what Kim B. Dogs has said, in controversy to what the people have believed. And that's irritating because we used to love talking about that. And Conrad and Jay, how am I going to get in touch with all these people now? They were on my list.
I'll
have to remember their names.
I was about to say, you can check their pages.
That sounds like hard work. I had a list. They were
maybe
there.
click, I want to see more from this person. Yeah.
Jeez. Right. Okay. So the Minecraft beta and preview 1.20.10.24 came out last week. And whoa, what a change log. Let me scroll down on this baby for you all the way to the bottom. There it is.
Actually, that came out yesterday.
Or was it yesterday? There is one line that says, fixed a bug that caused pressure plates deactivation delay to be inconsistent. Good. Well done. Good job, guys. Not a total waste of all the effort they have to go through to publish these, get them through the app stores, get them onto the preview system. What a faff. Just take a day, just take a week off. If there's nothing in it, just put in the next one. Save them up for a bit. We don't need them every week. Stop it. And what's even more stupid, Slag? What's even more stupid is today. Minecraft 1.20, not 0.10, but 0.1 came out, which also has that exact same fix in it. And this is a stable release.
So it hit the preview one day, and then it went live the next.
So small?
I don't know why you changed me around. You're always adjusting things. You didn't adjust me on every other scene. You didn't adjust me on all the other scenes.
That's what it was, yeah. I've made myself big to look more powerful and important because I am.
I can come over here and I can hit this.
No. Oh, no.
What?
Okay, right. Okay. For the people that are listening to this, we're fiddling with the cameras. We shouldn't be. Right. So then this stable release that came out today, 1.20.1, has 3 things in it. It has improved the reliability of unlocking achievements on Nintendo Switch. It has boats now retain the ability to carry passengers, and the bug that we just mentioned that's also coming out in 1.20.10, which means the fact that this came out today, they had already pushed this out a couple of weeks ago in order for it to get through all of the stuff through all the app stores and things like that. So they had already fixed that a couple of weeks ago, yet they bothered to put a changelog out today with just that fix in it for a different update. Why? What's going on?
No, there has to be more going on. Has to be.
The fact that this little hotfix came out the blue and has seemingly nothing in it. Me and you spoke about this a little bit earlier.
Yes.
I think this must be, there are secret things in there that we don't know about that have been patched, like security holes and, those nasty things that hackers use to destroy the game. Because there's clearly, you're not gonna push out when you are almost finished with 1.20.10, which is going to be coming out like in a couple of weeks. Why bother putting this out with those 3 fixes? Unless there's secret things in this, like.
Yeah.
Because this isn't 1.20.10. It might be. You might be thinking, well, they maybe just messed up the changelog and not putting anything in it. But I have all of the 1.20.10 stuff that's already been added into the 1.20.10 previews. Here's the first one. The page is miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles long. Here is the second one, which page is quite long. Not quite as long as that one, but still a lot of things in there. And here is the third one that we got last week, which also has a lot of things in it, decidedly more than the second one. So there's a lot coming in 1.20.10. There is not just 3 things. So either someone's made a massive boo-boo, or this is secret hotfix security update. Nobody's getting into Minecraft today, boys. What do you think the problem was? Realms? Marketplace? Hackers?
Either or. Either or. I would go with Marketplace.
Yeah, probably something not working. But they normally put Marketplace stuff in there, don't they? They're normally like, we fixed the ability to dragons to be blue on the festival that come down on the map.
Ixnay, Secret A, Conversation A between you and I. Was there anything mentioned in a secret Discord?
I don't know. I'm in it, but I don't listen to it. I don't ever read it. So, and if there was, I probably shouldn't talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not talking about the secret Discord. No, okay. Not talking about it at all. Right. No. Okay.
So that is the news, peeps. Done. Compopulated, discussed, all done. Finito.
I think that was one of the shortest news sections we've had forever.
It is. It was. It shall be. Which is good, because we've got quite a few bugs to talk about today, because 1.20 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and people are finally starting to realise it's not actually 1.20, it's 1.14 and 15 in disguise.
That literally goes to prove the point that they're always working on future updates on old code.
Yep. Right, let's start at the beginning with Ozzy, who says, I opened a bug report. I'm just making sure this is the right one I got on my screen before I pop it up. It is. Okay, that button there. For a different issue regarding calibrated sculk and sticky pistons. If you hook multiple pistons to a redstone line that gets power from sculk, one piston will fire at a different rate. The issue is solved by using one repeater. Easy to reproduce in a few different worlds in my computer. So basically, we've had this issue for a very long time where pistons go all out of sync, even if they're giving the same redstone power at the same time, which is why fly machines don't work. But that seems to be on a whole new level if it's a whole, repeater tick of delay between them. Not ideal.
Yeah, I don't even have nothing to respond to that. That's just kind of borked.
Yeah. Totally chuffed, mate. Throw it in the bin, get a new game. Have you thought about playing Roblox, mate? I hear all the kids are into it now.
There's Valheim as well. Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yep. Pistons work particularly well on Roblox. Just I have it from knowledge from Oliver, who plays it every week. Says Pistons good. You could play it on there.
Roblox tutorials win?
Yeah, I have thought about it. There's so much you can code in that game, but it's just so skeezy. It's so skeezy how they're trying to get you money all the time. I don't like it. But there's so many kids playing it, and I could do so much. But no, I won't. I won't. If you look at the quality of the stuff that's on there as well, the stuff Oliver every birthday or if he's been busy doing his bedroom and stuff, he doesn't ask for anything other than either mine coins or Roblox coins, and it's normally Roblox ones. And when he spends them, The stuff he buys is total junk. You know, you think some of the marketplace stuff's naff. The Roblox stuff, oh man, it's like... So there'll be this like lobby which is just a circle with no walls or anything. It's just sky and a block in the middle which has got no texture. And what you have to do is run from one side to the other. But a YouTuber did it, so it's very popular.
No, we're moving on.
It's a good deal.
No, we're moving on. Xeon, next. I have a bug and don't know how to reproduce it. I open my world for the first time in 1.20 and proceed to walk around. I started sprint jumping, but for some reason when I sprint, I can't jump.
What?
Yeah, apparently they can't. Huh?
According to mod Ocelot Onesie, this is a hardware limitation of some keyboards, not a bug in Minecraft. You can check which key combinations won't work on your keyboard on this site. That is not a hardware issue with keyboards. Now, if you have got a keyboard that is a cheapo, naffo, nasty keyboard, then it will still probably allow you to press at least 3 keys together. Most keyboards will let you press between 6 and 10 together and register them all. And good ones will let you do sometimes the whole keyboard and register every single key. There is no keyboard in the world that will not register you pressing the up button and the space bar at the same time. And according to our Discord discussion on this one, so this is why it's a good idea to join the Discord, peeps, if you've got bugs. Quite a few people saying it was happening to them a lot. And there was happening on the phones, it's happening on touchscreens. It's nothing to do with having a rubbish keyboard. So, Ocelot Onesie, you're wrong, bro. Bruh.
I mean, that'd be just like saying that your mouse can't attack and move to the left at the same time.
No, it can't turn and click. No.
Well, that was your problem of why the withers were hitting you.
There is link to Ghosting Interactive Demonstration Keyboard. And we've got one for mouse too. No, you can't turn and click at the same time. No. Impossible.
No.
To be fair, like if you're playing on Xbox, not because you can't, but you have to do that weird claw thing with your hand in if you want to turn and jump at the same time. You have to just like run and jump in straight lines and then quickly turn and then run and jump in that. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Purple Hoser says, I just want to clarify, Foxy, the Java crash for 1.20 is also in 1.20.1. Mojang just loves to lie to us. Now, I just want to clarify, Purple Hoser, that you have no idea whether that was the same crash or not, unless it says in the changelog, which it probably does, in which case you know exactly what you're talking about. I don't think Mojang loves to lie to us. I don't think anybody at Mojang ever thinks, oh, do you know what, I'm going to tell a lie and put something in the changelog that's not real. It's either been copied and pasted from one to the other and they've just forgotten to take it out, human error, or they fixed it and then realised, oh, I haven't properly fixed it. I'll fix it again, which I do that all the time with my add-ons. I'll put an add-on out, I have to fix a problem, put it out, and then someone will go, oh, yeah, but this. Yeah, I forgot, I didn't think about that. And then you put it out again. So it's just human error. They're not lying to you. They're just making mistakes like humans do.
Accidents happen, or else they'd be called on purposes.
Yep. On purposes.
Yep.
He did it on purpose, Myth!
TinyRacoon. Bugdate. I have a free marketplace world I like to play on every now and again.
That's the name of the podcast now. On purposes. Go on, carry on, Slack.
A free marketplace world I like playing every now and again. A spell run has had all of its textures broken by 1.20. It is not quite so good when all the grass looks like a combination of pale yellow and white pillars with a tree random pixel mixed in. Would recommend trying the map though. Thanks, TinyRacoon. Well, why would I want to try it if it's broke?
You don't know if it's broke. Things like this can quite often be the texture pack just not loading correctly, or a setting on yours, or a conflict with another resource pack. And if you've got a thing like this, we need the source so we can tell if it's genuine or if it's just you making a boo-boo. And I'm not calling you out here, TinyRacoon, but 99%, I've got a bug reports channel on my Discord for my add-ons, and 99.9% of them are people doing it wrong. And, it's not because they don't know, not because they're stupid, but just because they didn't realize there was a conflict with this add-on, or they didn't realize they had to do this, or they didn't read the instructions to do that.
Human error is a very big thing.
Yeah, exactly. So if there's an actual genuine issue with this, let us know. Give us a link. Give us your source of information, unless it's just you, in which case, have you double-checked it on other devices? Have you tried it on a different thing? Did you delete it, start again, and follow the instructions?
I mean, that's a prime example of like my Guardian farm. So many people join the Discord. It does not work. And it's nothing against the people, but 99.9% of the time, they did something wrong.
Yep.
They didn't follow the tutorial.
Nearly every single one of my videos has got at least one person going, doesn't work in 1.20. And I go, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it still does. It does. Yes, actually, you're right. This one doesn't. But
yeah. Does this still work? The title says this hasn't worked since 1.12. Please don't try to build this.
Yeah.
Then why don't you delete the video? Because if I do, YouTube's going to think I lost, 100,000 views off my channel. No, thank you.
Or, and I'm still getting views on it, like you, dumb person.
I'm still making money.
I said I was going to swear today because I'm tired. I nearly did.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to be beeping some things in this recording. Who's next? M2 Lansky. Is it? Yeah. Nether fortresses are being generated without the chest area. I'm not sure if it's only me who went to 3 nether fortresses and all 3 of them there was no chest area. You're absolutely right. I spent many on live streams last week and this week looking around nether fortresses for the new armor trin, and a bunch of the nether fortresses didn't even have the chest area. And the ones that did had nothing in. The chests had like 2 items in, a gold ingot and a saddle, or a horse armor and a saddle. Out of maybe 8 or 9 nether fortresses that I went round and raided, I got 1 armor trim eventually.
Nice. Now you can use your hard-earned diamonds to reproduce it. Yep.
Or I could steal diamonds from other people and use theirs. Yes.
Moving on. What is that? S-Wing Kid? Is that how we said last week to say it? Swing Kid. Says it seems like we are now back to past versions where protection is no longer working on armor. 2 to 3 hits from a wither skeleton with full netherite thorns, 3 armor, and death is almost guaranteed.
Ooh.
I've noticed mobs hitting a lot harder.
Funny you should say that, because we just had a question thrown into the live questions thing. Speaking of, if anyone listening live has a question, don't forget to throw it in live questions so that I can put them in the live questions and answer them on the Discord. But yeah, Irish Viking says, have you noticed that mobs seem to hit harder since 1.20? We're finding things that seem to kill us a lot easier, on the Patreon server. It's funny that. Go
on. Yesterday, I was playing on Slackville. It's on 1.20. And I got hit by a zombie, and it took me down 2 hearts. Now, I had full hunger before the hit. I ate a pumpkin pie, and it only healed me 1 heart. And then I had to eat again. It seems like saturation has been broke again, too.
Yeah. So when I was doing all of these nether travels and journeys and things, I have to admit that when I was in the nether fortress getting whacked left, right, and centre from wither skeletons, do you remember I was saying last week that my clicking wasn't working like it used to because of the change? They were doing like half a heart of damage to me, and then wither effect was only doing a couple of hearts. So I really wasn't worried about those at all. But in the Bastion, I was getting almost one-shotted by the piglin brutes, and I know they're strong, but that was ridiculous. And the pillager patrols as well. At the Cherry, when I went to the pillager outpost, those guys they killed me. The piglins killed me like 3 times. So yeah, certain mobs definitely hitting a lot harder.
I remember here a while back, they did changes to the wither effect. It used to like hit like every game tick, and they changed it. And that effect's been greatly reduced. It's sort of weak now. But
it is from like wither skeletons, but not from the wither.
Yeah, true. But
it does you get hit by the wither once, and that's it. You're dead. All your hearts are gone. Unless you've got milk or a golden apple, you can't survive one of them blasts. Or the wither effect lasts until you're dead.
Well, I was talking about from the wither skeletons. It's so weak in comparison now.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot easier to deal with. Because it used to be I remember when me and you were running around the nether fortress, we get hit by one wither skeleton, you'd be down to like 3 hearts, like backing off. And I was I was just not really even worried about it.
Don't mess with the magma right now. Don't do it.
Oh, no.
It'll be a classic replay of you running into the wall and me screaming, let me in, let me in, let me in. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely old stuff coming back.
Yeah, 100%, as it always seems to, doesn't it? Okay.
Indeed.
Is it me or you?
It is you.
Where are we up to? Mr. Balrog, is it?
Balrog.
I hope there's a joke in it, Balrog. If there isn't, I'm going to be sad. I have now had beds of all things go invisible. Relog, reboot, and the BDS doesn't seem to fix it either. They're just invisible. That's been in the game for ages, Balrog. You put a chest on a bed on a chunk border and log out, and the bed's invisible when you get back.
As long as it stays with the beds, it doesn't give us invisible chests again, I'm fine.
Yeah, that was... Oh, do you remember that? You go in your storage room and half your chests were missing. And then when they finally came back in, they were all separated. All the double chests split in half. That was annoying.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't want that back again.
No, because that caused issues. It even happened with any storage container, really.
Yeah. I've had that happen. I haven't had it for a while, but again, going back a few updates, I had that. I think it was around the time. Remember when we were? Yeah, in fact, we did. We were up on the passive mob farm, the meat waffle, and when when Johnny went flying off the side, and we had a bed up there. That bed kept disappearing.
Did you see the other day? I sent you the picture of that again. Of the Johnny.
I did. Yeah. I never remember that day. That was funny. That was really funny. Everyone remembers that.
That was my first stream weekend.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
It was just me screaming, Johnny, no!
Johnny, come back! Don't you go down there, Foxy. Don't you go down there.
Just to give people context. So back in the good old days of Bedrock, how I genuinely actually preferred it, the mobs didn't despawn. They didn't ever despawn. There was no despawn radius. If you wanted to build like a farm above an ocean, you needed to pillar out from a long way away, high up in the air, so that you were far enough away from mobs not to spawn in the ocean. And if you fell off and went in the ocean and mobs spawned, that was it. Your farm was dead. Even if you were 99% done with it and you fell off, that was it. Your farm was totally dead. So we were building a passive mob farm for passive mobs, which, considering we were building above an ocean, passive mobs don't normally spawn above an ocean.
No, we built that above the Dark Oak Forest.
Oh, was it? Okay. And we went and grabbed from a very, 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 very far away raid tower a pillager because we wanted to rename it Johnny and with a name tag so it would chop the food for us. And it worked really well, actually, didn't it? When we got the second one in there, because we built the platform out of slabs, and these were bottom slabs, so things didn't spawn on it. And we didn't know that if you had a boat on a lead on bottom slabs, it didn't have any friction. So we got Johnny to the top of the tower, the long, long way up from the ground, all the way across to the mob farm, and we stopped, but Johnny kept going. All the way across to the other side of the mob farm, off the side through a wall, and down into the Dark Oak Forest below, which we couldn't go down to rescue him, because if we did, that would have been our farm.
And we couldn't render him to shoot him.
No.
Yeah.
So he was just there forever.
And here a few months ago, I logged into that copy of Truly Bedrock again, and I flew down there. And sure enough, Johnny was in a boat. Still there.
They think you didn't take damage when you fell in the boat back then either. So,
no.
Yeah. No, not like villagers these days. You just put them in a boat and drag them a bit on the lead and they just die. Well,
you mean like what was it? Season
3.
Season 3. We were building the raid farm, and I got disconnected, and I logged back in, and you're like just sitting there in a boat by yourself.
How many villages did I attempt to fly over from that village? There was a lot of villages in that village, to be fair.
Oh, we stole from Beardstone. Remember, we went and stole the first one from Beardstone.
Was that season 2 then? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was season 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Oh God. Right.
No, that was the one from the Johnny farm. That was the original Johnny. Was the one we stole from Beardstone, wasn't it? Yeah. Season 2.
No, if you're thinking about where which one are you talking about? Where you yell Johnny?
Yeah.
No, we did a raid at your base during my stream. We brought that dude all the way through the Nether. We brought him through the portal, and we were on solid blocks when we came out of the portal. And as soon as we pulled him off of that, he hit the half slab and just went, done.
Yeah, and it was the one from Beardstone was the villager that was going to go in our glass box, and we got him all the way up to the top, and I was driving the boat with him on, and it slipped off the side, and he died.
Yep, off the glass. Yep, same thing. Yep.
Yeah. Ah, good.
Yeah, because that was the one, if you would jump out of the boat, they wouldn't take damage, I think it was. Or it was the other way around. You either had to jump out of the boat or stay in the boat. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
But I got disconnected, and it was nighttime. And, God, that was a long time ago.
Oh, dear. Okay, Swing Kids back, Slack.
And they say, strange bug where a new villager was being rode, and I managed to get the village that had excellent books. When I traded paper with the villager, then went to sleep, the villager lost sync and changed book trades. So I lost the books I was looking for.
See? How many years? I've been saying this for years. The villagers change their trades after you've already logged them, and everyone, no, they don't. That's just you. No.
I've never had one lose its trade.
I have had it several times. And then you get people, put them in water. They won't do it. No, just don't use villagers. To be fair, touch wood, fingers crossed, all the ones I got on Truly Bedrock this season have been fine, but now I'm terrified to go back there now in 1.20. No. Oh, jeez. Okay. So that was, again, going back to Season 0, those villagers I had, remember when the asteroid came and destroyed the villagers because I hated them so much? Remember?
Yeah, I remember the the asteroid, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every single one of those kept relinking. I would spend ages getting them all set up with their trades, getting them all perfect, and then they would just not just relink workstations. Remember, one of them relinked to a workstation 3,000 blocks away at the spawn area.
Yeah.
But they would change their trades too. They would I'd have amended one. The next day I'd go back and it'd be selling Fortune 1 every single time.
We were talking about that here sometime within the last year. And you were so close to having iron farms figured out then. I can't remember what the problem was. It was just like one minor detail.
Yeah, it was that you
can't remember.
You got it. If you set them up perfect, you could put a bell right in the middle and that would be your perfect center every single time. But if you walked away and came back, the bell would, the villagers would change order and the bell wouldn't be the center anymore.
That's right, because you put the beds all around the outside.
Had
you put them in the middle, would have solved that right then.
Yeah, exactly. But having them around the outside meant you had this you could have this really nice clear area in the middle for your iron golems to spawn. You didn't have to worry about anything else. You just put the bell there.
But with the bell not working and the beds being on the outside, every time you reloaded it, it's like, oh, this is the center of the village now. Yeah.
Yep.
So close, just a minor detail.
But that wasn't my fault. That was the stupid way that they were loaded in.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time you reload the area, all the villagers got new IDs, which is why they all changed workstations and why they all changed beds. You couldn't lock them in back then.
Village centers still change to this day. That's why iron farms are built with the beds all in the middle. Yep.
Yeah.
Broken.
Stupid. Yeah, but that was because they can't connect to their beds because they can't get to it. But my one was made so that they could be on their bed, so they shouldn't have disconnected, but they did because stupid. Anyway.
And then that barrel in the shopping area. Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that villager's somewhere in the snow between your base and shopping to this day. I guarantee you, if you loaded up that version of TB, you'd find him.
Jeez. Yep. Oh, man. Stupid villager. Right, okay. Where are we? Downloadable duck. In Minecraft this week, I've been playing on a Bedwells map that I downloaded from I got a dock for this one. Hang on, guys. Let me pull it up on the screen. There you go.
Okay.
I downloaded from a modding website with my friends, but when I equip a shield, sometimes my screen will go completely brown. When I look at my character in the upper left corner, I realise that the shield is stuck inside of my head. Ow! Downloadable duck died from a shield in their brain. Yeah, I've seen that issue before. I've not had it myself, but we've played on Truly Bedrock and done some collab stuff, and I remember, not from his perspective, but Silent Whisper spent the entire collaboration with a shield stuck through his head. So
and that was if I remember correctly, that was due to at that time he was using a pack that did the lower shield.
Yeah.
but it turned it and made it look weird for everybody else. Yep.
Yeah. So, that was good.
Yeah, good times there.
Okay, the last one, Slack, is also from Downloadable Book, and also
they say
has a bug report. Amazing.
Also, another one, another bug report. Nice. Second bug report of this week. I found a bug where only the featured items and 5 other cosmetics will appear in the back items tab in the character creator. It's super annoying as all the feedback items have disappeared. Here's a link to the bug report. It says it's only affecting 1.19.2, but I'm having this problem in 1.20. I play on Windows and my brother is on the iPad, and we are both having this problem.
Oh, man. Yeah. I have a lot of problems with the skin pack thingy myself. If I equip a skin to a second character, my game crashes. If I try and change my skin, this just disappears. It's never been right. They've never managed to get it right, have they? They've been doing it for years. And the frustrating thing is people are paying for those. It's really frustrating. Yep. So, oh man. Anyway, that's the end of the Bugdate, peeps. If you've got a bug, let us know. Fill in the feedback form on the website. Email us. Or if you want to do it properly so we can all get involved and we can all see and we can all tell you, no, that's just you doing it wrong, you moron. You can join the Discord and get told you're a moron. What? Why wouldn't you want that? Come on. Jeez. Right. Okay. So before we go off onto our week in Minecraft, I am going to do our tip of the week, Slack.
Tip of the week.
Yep. The tip of the week to this week is brought to us by Alternate42, who says, make sure to stockpile wood. This will help in early and late game for building and crafting recipes. Thank you very much, Alternate42. I shall remember to stockpile wood.
Here's a question. Is the tip of the week always Minecraft related, or can it be a life tip of the week?
Well, I tell you what, I do the Minecraft ones that I steal from other people, right? And you can do the life one. So go on. What's your life tip of the week this week?
If you go to sweep your floor, make sure you turn your fan off first. Yep.
Or don't open a window when it's windy and you're trying to clean up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, there you go.
Yep. That's the same as, and we're only supposed to do one tip, but that reminds me very much of when you've got all of your paperwork in the car and it's all sat neatly next to you and you're going somewhere, maybe you're going on holiday, maybe you go to a business meeting, you've got them ready and prepared, and it's a hot day, so you open the windows, and then all of your papers are in the back of the car, upside down and in the wrong order.
And some of them are out the window too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so keep your windows shut and use your air conditioning if you're carrying loose pieces of paper. Top tips. Jeez, what an amazing segment this is.
Did you know that I got an expert level 99 cup the other day? Just saying.
Yeah, I know. I saw it, Slack, when I handed it over to you when I came to visit.
Oh, yeah.
You are officially expert level 90. Did you bring it back to America with you?
It's going to be mailed because I didn't want to break it in my backpack.
Wow. You left it behind.
No, it's so valuable that I didn't want it to get broke.
You should have carried it all the way on the plane with you, carefully like this, the whole journey. Just hold on to it. Prove to everyone how expert you are. Jeez. Didn't even want it. Left it in England. Jeez.
Many. Just saying.
Right, okay. It's time for our week in Minecraft. Slack. I haven't been... This is funny, actually. I haven't played any Minecraft this week, yet I have had Minecraft open and been playing it more than I have done in months, which is odd. But you start.
Not a lot of Minecrafting this week, other than the last couple of days. I got a Slackville episode out yesterday, and today I've been AFKing my main account and second accounts on Truly Bedrock because I need to build a honey farm, but I have no redstone. I have no bottles, so I've been AFKing a witch farm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. I have to drop Shears. Right, I'm going to need to AFK more. It's fine.
Yes, that would be useful because I'm pretty much out of redstone. I AFK'd at that witch farm and the piglin farm for do you know those chests with the flints and steels?
Yes.
Those all gone through twice. Bear in mind, the first set, I didn't have a looted sword on me, so I didn't get much. I got tons of gold, I got nothing from the witch farm.
Did you throw the tridents?
No, and I probably didn't turn it on either. No.
Well, if you didn't throw the tridents, you wouldn't have got a thing because the player that threw the tridents wouldn't have been online.
Well, that explains it then.
No.
Okay.
Good talk.
Anything else?
Not really. No. Pretty uneventful week so far.
Okay. Well, on Monday I did a live stream. I was hunting for what they're called again. Armor trims.
Armor trims. Yep.
And despite me saying in the last week's podcast, I will never, ever, ever dig out another trail ruins. I was missing one trim called the host trim. And I decided I was going to do another one. After going round another bunch, I went miles, like 5,000 blocks away in the Nether, looking through all of the fortresses, carefully going round, checking out all the chests, finally got the trim from there, went back, found myself a trail ruins on the way home, and I dug the entire thing out again as carefully as possible. And this one was even bigger than the last one, and I got all the trims again, except the one I wanted.
Did you break any gravel?
One.
Well, that's where it was. Yeah.
That was the one. I know, right?
Yeah.
So
that was the one.
Not happy at all. And I'm still really not happy about how few pottery shards I've gotten. So for going through 2 entire trail ruins, I've got I think 10 pottery shards. It's not good.
Really I went through 1 trail ruin on 1 server, and I've got 30 pottery shards.
Stupid random number generator. Yeah, so I did that, and that was quite a nice live stream, actually. And I was actually really geared up for to doing one again on that Monday evening, because I should be doing Monday morning, Monday evening, Thursday morning, Thursday evening. But I got a little bit carried away with the project that I talked about heavily in depth in our bonus show, which I'm not going to talk about on this live, on the main podcast, because it's a secret, peeps, but it's a very exciting secret, and it is yet another rabbit hole that I've gone down with the beta API system. This time using only the stable features that are, you don't even need the experimental toggle for. The only experiment I have active, which I'm really annoyed about because I wanted the entire thing to be stable so I could marketplace it, is the new camera API, but that's essential to this. But needless to say, I'm very excited about it. Don't you get excited, because it's not a new add-on or a new thing that you're really looking forward to and excited about. But it's something that I'm very excited about because it's something I've never done before and something I don't think anybody has ever done in Minecraft before. And I can't wait to finish it and showcase it and have people play it.
Oh, I can't wait neither. And, if you want access to find out what it is, you can go sign up via Patreon. Then you can get access to the bonus shows.
Yeah. Yeah, because you won't hear it now if you want in the live show because you missed it, mate. Should have been in the live show. You wouldn't have missed it. Now you're going to have to spend your money.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. You giving us cliffhangers. It's not fair. You cheating.
Well, details.
Yeah, but that I have been morning, noon, and night, getting up early and working till 11 o'clock midnight every day. And then obviously last night I didn't. I just worked through the night. I went to bed about 11 o'clock. No, after that, nearly midnight, with a problem. Something I couldn't figure out. Solved it within an hour of lying in my bed, tossing and turning, thinking about it, and had to go downstairs and do it. And then that was it. Didn't go to bed again after that. I'm really enjoying it, though. I love doing stuff like this. I love challenges. When you've got an idea and you know you can do it, but you've got to find all the workarounds. Because when it's anything to do with Minecraft add-ons or resource packs or these API systems, you know what you want to achieve. But the obvious way of achieving it never exists. And if it does exist, it doesn't work. Do you remember I was telling you about the marketplace map I was building where I wanted to summon something in facing in a certain direction?
Yep.
But you couldn't do it. You can't. You couldn't. The summon command doesn't allow you to have tell something which way to face. It can only then you have to use a teleport command. But the teleport command doesn't actually spin anything round until that thing moves. So if it's an inanimate object, it just stays facing in the same direction, which is really annoying. I had the same issue with this map. When the things that I'm working on spawn in, they're facing the wrong direction. And until they start moving, they don't face the right direction, which is mildly frustrating. But I remembered a few months ago, Mojang said, don't you worry about it, guys. We're updating the summon command so you can have things facing the right direction, which is fancy. But there's always a caveat, right? So when you do the summon command, I want to summon this entity with this name. You can name it, so then you can, basically identify it later with commands and things at this location. The new summon command, which is still an experimental, so you can't actually use it without experiments on, you do summon this entity at this location facing this direction. They took out the name. So I'm like, how do I identify it? The only way I can identify it is by then running another command to detect an entity that location. How stupid is that? Like, why? Why did you take that out? As the most useful thing in that command was so I can identify it and I can go, right, tag that thing with that name so that I can remember and call back to it when I need to. No, you got to then, and then if you're spawning a bunch of different mobs in and they're all very close to each other, especially ones that have got pathfinding and start moving about, you've got no idea which one's which. So you got to just guess and hope for the best. Fingers crossed this map doesn't break every time someone runs it because they took out the most useful feature of that command. Oh, there we go.
That's good and broke, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just really enjoy finding these little workarounds and how to do things. It's frustrating because you think, wow, if they did it right, there wouldn't be a problem. But it is really fun figuring stuff out. And I wish I could go into more detail with it because there's a lot of stuff. I thought about doing a video on this one, talking through the process. I should have probably been filming it as I was going, really. But I think it would be quite an interesting, not then I coded these words and then I coded those words, but this is my idea. This is the process I went through to realize that idea. These are the thoughts I was having at this point. This is how I wanted it to achieve it, but I couldn't do that, so I had to do this. And I didn't know if people would find that interesting.
I think they would.
Maybe.
I think it would be.
Who knows? Anyway, that is my week in Minecraft. Done. Finished. Complete. Which takes us...
Right.
Oh, go on.
To a bathroom break, because I drank a lot of soda sitting here.
Yep. Right, Mr. Lizard, it is time for us to go into the wish list. And if you, not you, Slack, but the people listening, want to leave us a wish, if you've got wishes, you want things in Minecraft that aren't in, then we've got contacts. We know people. So,
yes, we do.
We will guarantee that anything that ends up in the good idea bin will eventually, possibly in the future, maybe, probably unlikely, end up in the game. So why not email in or write to us on our feedback form or join the Discord and let us know what you wish was in the game so that we can tell you how rubbish an idea it is and not put it in the good ideas bin. Call you moron. There's a theme here, isn't there?
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
If you like being bullied, then join the Discord. No, it's a nice place, really. Everybody's lovely.
Yeah, you keep saying that. We're going to start off today with Whitebush. It says, I'd like the armor trims to be able to be applied to shulker boxes as well. Maybe with minor tweaks for the box's shape. Then display and identify different boxes would be so much cooler. But the diamond cost would have to come way down to 2.
Yeah, that would be very expensive. You start spending 7 diamonds per shulker box just to colour it in. I think it would be nice to have a visual way to identify what was in your shulker boxes other than just the colour, because there aren't enough colours. I'd prefer it if you could again, going back to what I said about hanging signs or any signs, I'd like to be able to click them with an item and just have that emoji of that item stuck to the sign. So not 3D, like it was stuck out, but just so instead of having Apple Shop on the sign, it would just have a picture of an apple on it. And I would like that for shulker boxes as well. If you could graffiti tag your shulker boxes with an item, like a sapling for your saplings boxes and I don't know, something of value to something else. I think that would be much more valuable for me than using the armor trims. I don't think having wiggly lines on your shulker box is really going to help you identify them all that more. I think it just make my life more confusing. Or maybe it would, I don't know, if you get used to it, but I don't. For me, I'd just be looking at it and go, well, is it the green wiggly one or the red wiggly one with the brown? It certainly will give you a lot more variation, but I think my idea better, bro.
Yeah, if you could just take a shulker box and an apple and craft the shulker box with an apple image on it, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
Using
slap
armor
it on the
trim,
top
no.
like a sticker. That's what we need in Minecraft. We got banners. Why can't we have stickers? You know, like my placeable items.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was originally thinking. Yeah,
but just flat, like just a sticker.
Yep.
You slap it anyway. Put it on a wall, put it on the ceiling, put it on the floor, stick it to a shulker box, and it's permanent. Then, yes,
yep, that'd be nice.
Yeah, okay. I'm adding that to the good ideas bin. Stickers.
Yep, good idea. Stickers. Yeah.
Yeah. Job done. Another one of my ideas guaranteed to go in the game at some point, possibly in the future. Unlikely, not going to happen. Nice.
1.30.
MeIsJohn says diamond shears or perhaps copper choppers. And they carry on saying, think about shearing sheep and beehives. It would be very convenient so you don't have to keep refilling chests with iron ones. You can enchant your shears. You can put breaking and mending on them. But I agree. If it's a tool that you're using regularly, why can't you have different variations of it? Why can't you have diamond and netherite shears?
Yeah, or just being able to netherite my shears just so they would last longer. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
You could, do you imagine how many sheep could you shear with netherite shears? It'd be amazing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that you can make different variations of the hoe. Why can't you make different variations of shears?
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah, I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand why that's not in the game. That doesn't make sense. That just seems to be a totally wasted.
Especially now that they've went back and like you can't use an axe to chop vines or anything anymore.
Yeah. And
so now I have to use shears and I have to use. No, it's rubbish. Yeah, no.
Yeah, totally agree. You should be able to do that. Good idea, MeIsJohn.
Yep, it's a good idea. TinyRacoon is up next, and they say, here's one that could link to the deep, dark past lore. Torchflower. When made into suspicious stew, or even maybe a new similar food called the torchflower.
Poultice?
What? Poultice?
It's a posh word. I don't know what it means.
Night vision, give you immunity to darkness for, say, 30 seconds. Makes sense as they are torch flowers, plus gives the sniffer more of a use. Here's another one, an ideal relating to the camel's
obsolescence.
Oh my God, yes. How about if you go near a hostile mob on one, they go at 1 × 5 speed. This could probably be easily achieved by detecting the mob's aggro. Kinda defeats the point of them being too tall for zombies, though.
They'd still be pointless. You'd just be going, I hope a zombie turns up so I can go a bit faster. No.
just pull a zombie in a boat on the lead behind you.
Yeah. Wow. Like a reverse dog sled. That'd be amazing. Like the more zombies you've got in boats behind you, the faster it goes. Yes.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I would like that idea until you get to like a too high gap and all your leads snap and you've got to go reattach them. But yes, I want that. I don't think that's a good idea, Spin, but I want it.
Fun idea.
Fun idea. Okay, hang on. Let me write this down. Fun idea. Zombies in boats behind camels. Reverse dog sled. Yeah, okay. So that's a fun idea. In terms of your torchflower idea, I think that's perfect use for the torch flowers. Absolutely. Yeah. Prevent darkness. Yeah. I'm up for that.
Yep, I'd be fine with that. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Torch flowers. Good idea, bro. Good. Excellent. Right. It's TinyRacoon is back again, Slack. Would you believe it? It's a bit longer on this one. Okay.
You got this.
So building on the idea of keep inventory between worlds, how about there is a new button on the home screen named character or similar and has a load of different ones like in the change skin screen, but more. I mean, before you carry on there at TinyRacoon, we already have like 5 different profile slots in our character creator screen. So each one of those could be a different character with its own inventory and its own worlds and stuff like that. But I'll carry on.
Yep.
These can be named and have to be labelled either creative or survival. This would prevent cheating. If you start a new world, you automatically open a new character, and if the world name matches the character name, then it auto switches to that. Sure, caricature. Always keep inventory ender chest. If you open an imported world, it always starts you as it would in a normal and imported world. What? There's no character system despite... I think you've overcomplicated this. You massively overcomplicated this. If you open a world with that character, then that world is linked to that character, right? Other of your characters can go on it as well, but it's linked to that character. So when that character goes to a different world, its inventory goes with it.
Yep.
That makes sense to me. But that doesn't really solve the problem that we wanted for multiplayer servers and stuff like that, where everybody gets to share their inventories. But I kind of like that idea. That is very Terraria. Anyone can join your Terraria world, but they don't get to... in fact, they do keep their inventory because they can come in with what they got in their world. Inventory is per player on Terraria, so... yeah. Maybe one of the characters could be... Oh, that would be actually quite interesting. So let's say you've got... How many was there? 5 or 6 characters on that wheel? Let's say... A little bit like what TinyRacoon says. You've got one that's your survival player... is always survival in worlds. One is creative, and you can only access worlds with cheats on. One is an adventure one, and you can kit them all out with different things, and you can choose whether or not to keep inventory on each one. So whichever world you go in, your inventory is tied to that character. I quite like that idea.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, but then that doesn't... Yeah, it's still not as flexible as the idea we thought of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a nice idea. Just not quite the same. Next up, we got Skippy. It says, "Hey guys, after your discussion last podcast about the API thingy, I wish there was an admin tool that would let you look at items in one's ender chest. As you know, as server owners, there is some not much, but some stealing from time to time. I think it would help immensely finding a person who does that and talk to them. Love what you guys do and keep it up."
You kind of can and you kind of can't. There's not many tools left that allow you to do that. One in particular is changed from Universal Minecraft Editor to Universal Minecraft Tool, which is a subscription-based service now. It is pretty good. It allows you to convert your worlds from Bedrock to Java and open up any console world, and it's got all of the database stuff in there. The problem with Bedrock Edition is that the player names, for security reason, are not stored on the device, and it doesn't store their Xbox user ID either. So there's no way, even with external software, to link the player in your game to a player externally. So we've done this before when MCC Tool Chest used to be a thing, and we needed to go looking through Ender chests, and you basically have to determine which player is which by what they've got in their inventory, which... It's surprising how well you get to know your server members, because you're like, that's Tom's because he has his tools this way around, and that's so-and-so's because they have their things in this direction. But that if you're running like a realm or a server that's got randoms on that you don't know, you're going to struggle with that, to be honest with you. The only way you could do that would be to enforce everybody to keep an item with their gamer tag on it, like name tagged on that item in their ender chest, and then you could check it. But, if someone's going to be stealing, they're not going to be following the rules, are they? So, not going to help you. Yeah. Although, the person that didn't have the name tag in their ender chest is probably likely one that's trying to hide their name from you.
Yeah. Dealing with thieves and cheaters is a very hard issue for Bedrock. We don't have nowhere near the tracking ability that, say, Java does.
No.
Yeah. Makes it difficult.
It does. Is it me?
Yes, it is.
Asian Coffee, very short one, says, "I would like Mojang to add to the Wandering Trader sand." Didn't he already add red sand to the Wandering Trader?
I'm pretty sure it does sand as well. It's just one of those rare ones. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that in the good ideas bin anyway, really. Red sand, maybe, but you only get like 8 pieces of whatever you buy from him. It's pointless. The chance of him turning...
You don't get much.
Yeah, but I think they should make red sand renewable, personally. I think that should be a thing. But
or being able to dye it. That would be nice.
Yeah, there's so much red dye in the game. Let me dye sand with it. Yeah, because red sandstone's really nice, isn't it? Goes with a lot of things, but it's very expensive to get hold of in high quantities. Jeez. Unless you had a world that reset every night that you could keep your inventory in that was just a giant mesa. Can you imagine?
Oh, that would be a dream, wouldn't it? That would be a dream.
We can only dream, Slack. One day.
Next up, we got Lucy. Says, my wish list idea is to add mending to the enchantment table. No.
Lucy, you moron. Enchantment table made out of obsidian. It can't break. Sorry, Lucy. I know what you mean. Oh, jeez. No, because you just end up with a load of junk on it and you have to put it on the grindstone to get rid of the junk. No, there's no point. Librarians are so easy to roll for mending now. Sorry, Lucy.
Yeah, sorry, but no, sorry.
Jen Fire, a brand new person to the show, first time chatter, says, I would like to be able to place organic things such as crimson roots, etc. on any surface for building detailing. I don't know how I feel about this one. In sometimes I think it would be really nice to put that thing there, but it kind of makes sense that I can't, and it does force you to be more creative. And other times it just makes you think, well, forget it then, I can't be bothered. If you won't let me put that there, I'm not even going to bother. Just leave it plain. Yeah.
It's like the new torch flowers and stuff like that. I'm really annoyed that you can't just place them on anything.
Yeah. Especially those pitcher pots, because they look like they're already in a little plant pot.
Exactly. And the fact that I have to place them on mud or dirt or something like that, it just really annoys me.
Yeah. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Like, in my opinion, I think people get a little bit overly obsessed with how much detail they can put into something, to the point where things they look nice because they're interesting, but what you're actually doing is you're confusing someone's brain and eyes so much that they can't actually take it all in. And you see, people do these incredible, Good Times with Scar. He's an incredible builder. It's amazing, but it is just he does it well. He's obviously an artist with it, but if you look at it, there's a lot there's too much going on sometimes, and you can't focus on something. And I think all artwork, all something should have a focal point that is, it should all lead to this focal point and give you and you just don't want stuff everywhere. And I think Minecraft's got enough things in it to do that, but you're right. Sometimes you just wish you could put this thing there and that thing there. But if you could put everything everywhere, can you imagine everything's just going to be covered in stuff and it's just going to be a mess?
Yeah.
I'm not
the limitations is what...
Good Time with Scar there, by the way. I think he's a fantastic builder. If I could build anything like him, I would be very, very happy with myself. I'm just saying that, people have a tendency to copy him and get it wrong.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
Sorry, Slack. Carry on.
No. Where are we at? And that's PG 911.
Yep.
That's an interesting name. Simple request. I want crossbows with ender pearls. It is so fun to use them on Java where you can yeet the ender pearls really far.
Can you throw ender pearls further on Java than you can on Bedrock?
I'm thinking maybe they're thinking about the whole tridents and ender pearls and offhand where you can riptide and throw it at the same time.
Yeah, ender pearl thingy golf, wasn't it? Was it like Yeah. I would actually quite like that. I'd like to be able to put an ender pearl on my crossbow and fire it further. Yeah, that would be good. Although I'm such a bad shot throwing it with my hand, I'm sure I would massively overshoot everything I was trying to land on. But I think it would be good fun. So I wouldn't mind that. Maybe if you could craft a firework rocket with an ender pearl and it teleported you when it hit something.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if you could do it via commands. I mean, you could shoot the arrow, replace it with the ender pearl, but it wouldn't have the info on who threw the ender pearl then.
No, but you could. There should be a way to tag that arrow as fired by the player. So wherever it lands, you could just teleport yourself to that arrow.
Yeah, be doable.
Yeah, you could do that with the add-on. Well, that's pretty much how those zipline things work. You know how that Batman mod pack thing. Yep. I'm pretty sure that just worked like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Gabbity. Is that Gabbity? It says pronounced Gabbity, but I can't figure out how the pronouncement is supposed to be said. Gabbity. 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 There we go. Hello, recent listener, brand new patron. Love the show. I found you by getting the one-player sleep add-on, and I love it. Thank you so much. I have a Bedrock realm with my 11-year-old son and my 70-year-old father-in-law and me. We all love it. Now, to my wish list. Whenever I build in Minecraft, I wish I could add more movement and life to the area. It got me thinking, what if we could use skins that we own as placeable items in our world? For example, placing a beekeeper in my garden or a lumberjack in the forest next to a few stumps and a pile of logs, or simply townsfolk scattered through a medieval city. You get the idea, but they wouldn't move. They'd just be there. This would certainly help add life, and while also telling a story through implied movement. If this were in the game, I'm certain at least 3 things would happen for me. I would purchase more skins from the marketplace, I would create more of my own custom skins, and I would get inspiration to simply by perusing skins on the marketplace and elsewhere. Sorry for the long-winded email. I would love to hear your thoughts. Good, bad, and indifferent, Gabbity. Good news, Gabbity! Just a lot, you scroll up or down, I don't know which way, where you got your one-player sleep from on my website. I have a pack called Avatars. In fact, it's much, much easier to build one of those if you go to fxnt.net and go to that, and you can basically drag in your skin files. It doesn't work with Marketplace ones, sadly. They do have to be ones you've made or downloaded from the internet. And it will create characters which you can place in your world that are stationary, but you can pose them in different positions. You can use dyes to rotate them, shrink them, make them bigger, and you can completely decorate your world until it lags you completely out and crashes with all of these amazing things. It's already there for free. You're welcome.
Fearless has a pack on Slackville where he does something kind of similar, except he doesn't use avatars. He's got it where I think it was Fond Unicycle showed him how where you can take a villager as an example and you name tag it, say blacksmith.
Oh, yeah.
And when you have a specific skin for that, it immediately changes it to that.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting thing. So like you can have different colored cows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Very good.
But it still requires a lot of work to do it. Yeah.
It does. And I've already done mine, and you can get it for free. You're welcome.
Oh, boy. We got Gabbity again. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
These are books. Hello, recent
There's 3 of them in a row.
Brand new
Big long
Patreon.
ones,
Love the show. I've noticed that over time, the output of crop farms far exceeds the needs for foods I'll ever need in the game. But a super small set of farms just doesn't really create the look that I am going after. That said, what if we could place chests in a boat barrel in a specific way that would, compost the crops by turning them into dirt, which is what composting actually does. For instance, place a barrel full of crops underneath ground with dirt touching it on all 6 sides, and over time, not sure how long, the contents of the barrel would convert to dirt. Certainly not a 1-to-1, but maybe like for every stack of crops, you get 16 blocks of dirt. Also, not exactly sure how one would visually tell when it has been converted, perhaps brown particles radiating up, although it may suggest it's something else entirely. Sorry for the long-winded email, but would like to hear your thoughts, good, bad, and indifferent.
I don't think I've got any good ones for that, Gabbity. I'm sorry. Why do you want to create dirt? It's like one of the most abundant things in Minecraft. That stone and cobblestone, you can't get rid of it. You got so much of it. You can mine dirt. So you get efficiency 4 on your shovel, and you can insta-mine as much dirt as you want. You don't need to be placing 1 block worth of crops at a time underground and waiting hours for it to turn into dirt, buddy. Jeez.
And if you wanted to make dirt too, you could take dirt and gravel and make coarse dirt, and then turn that into you could till it, and then you can for that you get 4 dirt back out of it.
I can't remember, but there are ways to get more dirt. I'm sorry if that seems like we're being mean. I just can't imagine why. I mean, there must be a reason why you want to make more dirt. So let me know, unless it's just like you're a keen gardener and you just like the idea of composting things into actual dirt. I think the idea is, I know it doesn't look like fertilizer because it's white, it's bone meal, which is technically a type of fertilizer, but you are composting the stuff into compost, which is effectively fertilizing soil because it's full of nutrients and things like that. So I think that's Minecraft sort of way round of doing that rather than just creating a dirt block. I'd much rather have bone meal than a dirt block from the composter.
And Lucy just said in our live show chat, Skyblock ? Well, that's exactly where you use the dirt and gravel.
Yeah.
You get the gravel from the Wandering Trader. That way you can get yourself more dirt.
Yeah. Good thinking. Right. Okay. Gabberty is back, saying, hello, recent listener, brand new patron, love the show. Our server is on easy mode, but the 3 players are not huge seekers of the end. That said, I have a Lytra, but I haven't really gotten into the flying thing. I prefer to hike, boat, and ride the rails, etc. For the lengthier treks back home, I wish you could pair a Lodestone compass to a horse that would trigger him to ride automatically back to the Lodestone, say at your stables. Like the automatic aspect of powered rails, but they can be bare to set up and can scour up a landscape than more often I want to. I think this would help bring horses back into the limelight. I know there would be some issues to consider if there would be a range on the compass or how to pathfind around bodies of water, what to do about hostile mobs, etc. But I'm interested in your thoughts, good, bad, and indifferent. Sorry for the long-winded email, but thank you for your time. That would give the camels a use. And horses. Yeah. I kind of like that. In a lot of games, you can just ride your horses and it will follow the paths. In fact, Zelda does it. Assassin's Creed does it. You don't have to steer it. It just goes until you decide you want to stop or veer off the road. Mm-hmm. I haven't got a problem with that, actually. I think that's quite a good idea.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Yeah. I like it. That's fine.
I think, realistically, the downside is I don't think you would ever make it home. You would always end up dead because you'd be stuck in a block that the horse tried to go under. Yep. Horses are not good when it comes to things like forests and birch forests and things like that. They get stuck on everything. That's why horses are so tricky, like in early game. It's great. Oh, I found a horse. I can go faster. And as soon as you do, you're going through a forest or you're going up a hill and that horse is either taking fall damage from going down the hill too quickly or it's getting stuck under things and you're taking damage. In reality, they're not a good method of transport. But assuming you could fix Mo Young's pathfinding issues, then I think that's quite a good idea. So I'm going to stick it in the good ideas, Ben, if you don't mind, Slack.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you, Gabbity. There we go. Two pretty good ideas and one total piece of junk. So thank you very much for that. I'm sorry, I'm only kidding. Jeez.
No, it's not.
Can you do the next one, Slack? Because it's your turn.
Is it? No, it's not my turn.
It is. I just struggled to say that one. Did I just do that? Did you do that one?
That was you. Oh, so it is me.
Yeah.
Or was it? Anyway, who cares? Downloadable duck is up next. And how about redstone dust that you can hide under a block? For example, if you want to hide a redstone for your trap, you can just place a, say, red concrete block on top of redstone dust, and it would become a block of redstone-powered red concrete. And it would perform just like a piece of redstone dust. Or maybe you could turn a block into a pressure plate block, which would activate when you step on it. I feel like this would be super neat for Minecraft to have. It would take trapping, killing, and looting my friends to the next level. First off, I'm going to say no. No. One, you're wanting sticky redstone dust, which we've talked about on here 17 times. That goes on the ceiling. We're not having it.
Oh, no. Man. I want sticky redstone dust.
And two, if you're wanting to trigger a trap by a player walking, we have these things called, sculk sensors?
Yeah.
So you have a way to do
sculk sensors now. Yeah. Even better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like the idea that you can turn a standard... You're right, bud.
It's okay. It went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, lovely. I don't like the idea that in the standard game, you understand what am I on about? You can turn a standard block into effectively a redstone block just by putting it on top of a piece of redstone. It's not how redstone works. Redstone needs a power source. You can't hide it under a block unless it's a whole block under a block because, it's just too complicated. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to pick that block up. What happens with the redstone? Where does it go? Is that block still a redstone block? I don't know. I don't like it. I'm sorry, downloadable duck. Sorry, mate. Use calibrated sculk sensors. That's what they're for.
Yeah, well, that'd be like keeping the items inside of a furnace when you break it. It doesn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, do you know what? I think one of the most enjoyable parts of Redstone is figuring out how to do them. So, I mean, you can, if you go back a little bit and watch one of my VODs of my live streams on YouTube, where I spent 2 hours trying to figure out the most jankiest system in the world to achieve basically pushing 2 blocks out of the ground without any visible redstone on show, and when they retracted, without anything, so you couldn't even tell they were there. And I did it. I managed to do it. It's a lot harder doing that on a live stream than it is when you're just playing around yourself. But I did it, and it was really satisfying having come out the end of it and gone, yeah, I did that. I didn't end up using it in the end because I changed my mind on what I was doing. But you learn so much from doing that as well. So all the things that you want to, take trapping and killing your friends to the next level, work at it. Work hard. Don't take shortcuts. Figure it out, and then they'll be really impressed as what while they're all really mad at you about how you've trapped and killed and robbed from them, they'll actually be mildly impressed with you at the same time. Okay, Nobody 2023 says a swivel block. Whenever you put a block like a piston dispenser or observer on top of it, it would change the block where the front is facing. So a dispenser shoots an arrow facing west. The swivel block would make the mouth thingy face north, east. Makes sense. Add on details you want, but this must go in the amazing ideas bin. It's close to an idea I've wanted for years, Nobody. I've always wanted a turntable in Minecraft. Basically a piston that instead of going up and down, it turns round. But I don't want it to just do full 90 degrees. I want it to also do 45, which won't really, it's not very Minecrafty having blocks on 45. But I would love to be able to rotate things like redstone. I think that would be amazing without using a piston feed tape.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
A rotation block, I could get behind.
Okay, I'll put that in the good ideas bin. Good idea. Rotation block with sticky redstone.
No, I didn't say sticky redstone. No.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you did.
No.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you did, but I'll take it out just in case.
Okay. Okay, the cool guy is up next and says, "Hi guys, my idea. There should be magic hats in Minecraft. You craft them by 5 leather and 4 rabbit hides. They're like lucky blocks, but how you craft them will change how good it is. Like 1 diamond will get you better loot. Anyways, love the podcast. Keep up the great work. The cool guy was slain by an unlucky block."
If you got diamonds, what potential loot do you really want to get from a magic hat in Minecraft? Because unless you're adding a whole bunch of new items to the game, what are you going to pull out?
Maybe you can pull out pottery shards more often than, glass panes.
Yeah, armor trims, pottery shards, nether stars, conduits, all the good stuff. Diamond blocks, all the good things. Yeah, no. Sorry, no. I don't want lucky blocks in Minecraft. We got lucky blocks. It's called fishing. It didn't cost you any diamonds or rabbit hides.
Well, it's called suspicious sand and gravel too.
Yeah, exactly. Proper lucky blocks, which you can get glass panes and seeds out of. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you might get your armor trim that you're looking for if you do maybe 2 or 3 more of them. Yeah.
If you don't break it, if you're really careful. Right, okay, that is the end of this week's wish list. If you got a wish or you want us to just take the mickey out of you, then email us at news@theblockupdate.com, fill in the feedback form on the website, or join the Discord. The links for all of those things are in the description below. Right, it is time to go into our question section. We have a handful of questions. If there are any people listening in the live show that would like to add some more, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, we shall read these and we shall go home, Slack. Well, that being said, I'm already at home. So
yeah, I'm already at home too. I'll get to eat my cold McDonald's.
Oh, cold McDonald's, bless you. Cold McDonald's hat. No, that's not it, is it? That's old McDonald's.
It doesn't quite work right now.
No. Cold
you want to start this or shall I?
Out of fridge. E-I-E-I-O. Danger Kitty / Lucas M. They can't decide what name they're having now. I got 2 questions here, so listen up. No, you listen up, Lucas M.
Don't you tell us what to do.
I'm Slack Lizard. You tell me what to do. I'm not listening. Exactly. I'm just going to ignore this one. No. It's
moving on to all right.
Wow. How much work have you put into your add-ons that you put on your website, Foxy? I can't calculate that. Many. It's funny. Some add-ons, like the offhand add-on, which was a particularly complicated thing, took me 2 days worth of fiddling about and doing. Other add-ons have taken me years to change and fix and tweak and stuff. I mean, obviously the first iteration of Mobheads wasn't very good. It was all right. It worked fine enough to release, but over the years I've tweaked it and changed it and optimized it and added more things and changed things. So it totally depends on the add-on, but some of them have been weeks and weeks and weeks worth of work, and some of them have been minutes. So, yeah. It says, what did you have to do to make the robot have a hologram for the TB collaboration updating to 1.20? Hopefully this isn't too long. No, your message length was perfect, Lucas. Thank you very much. What did I do? Geez, how long have you got? So I used Blockbench I obviously already had a little robot entity made in Blockbench anyway for when I made the robots. And I then brought in a player character model into that, and I shrunk it down so that it was smaller. And then I added some just cubes, I guess, coming out of the robot's eye, but I made the texture semi-transparent and made them animate really, really quickly. And then I just made the character's texture look faded, like it was a projection. That was all I did. I didn't do anything particularly game-breaking. It had quite a nice effect. It did kind of look like it was firing these little light lasers out of its eyes, but that's just because I had the animation speed of it, moving these blocks up and down so fast it looked like it was kind of flashing. So that's it in a nutshell, really. And then I obviously then spent hours animating the character to go with the script, which was great.
Yeah, sounded like a lot of fun. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean...
Yeah, 3 different characters, 3 different skins, 3 different scripts, 3 different sets of animations. It was, why do I bother? Because they enjoy it secretly.
Next up, we got All Right. It says, hi, podcast crew. I hope you're having a great day. I recently started playing retro games again, and I love them. Do you have any good retro games I should play? Keep up the good work. Well, I mean, retro games going to be all dependent on a person's age.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. One man's retro games is another man's trash.
Yep.
I particularly like, I don't know if I would even call them retro, but I guess they are these days. I would more refer to them as classic, but the original Command and Conquers, the original Dune 2, probably
Dune 2000, StarCraft, Brood War, the original Warcraft before it was an RPG.
Oh, they're too modern. They're not retro. Dune 2, that was proper retro. I think Dune 2000.
StarCraft's older than StarCraft's as old, if not older than Dune. The original Warcraft is no. The original Warcraft has to be older than Dune.
No way. Dune 2 was the prequel to Command and Conquer. Well, not the prequel. With Westwood Studios.
Right. Dune 2,
1994, I'm guessing.
Hold on, I'm trying to look now. January 1, 1992.
Oh, I was close.
No. Is that the game? What was that even for?
PC.
Okay. So all right, let's look at Command and Conquer. Conquer release date.
Oh, Command and Conquer would have been 98, 99.
It was 95. Okay.
Oh, 95? Okay, earlier than that then.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the original Warcraft release date. Now I'm talking the original, no, not World of Warcraft, the original. Okay, so original Warcraft was November 15th, 94.
Ah, see, Dune 2.
Wow, Dune 2.
There you go. Proper retro. Yeah, I wouldn't advise going back any further than that, because as much as they are fun for 5 minutes, they're like the really good old fashioned, arcadey style Spectrum-y, Amiga, Commodore games. They're not fun. They're not good games.
Wow. The original Quake was June 22 of 96.
Yeah, that Quake was great. Quake was really good fun. Doom. Doom's great. What else did I used to like back then?
Doom was 93. Jeez. What was there was
Transport
Quake, there was
Tycoon,
Doom.
if you're into that sort of thing. I really like that game. I still like it now. And there's a community edition of that's free, which you can just download and play. I don't know. There's a Duke Nukem, says Pickles in the chat. Yeah, Duke Nukem was great. That was like a
Mega Man, the old Mega Mans.
Yeah. There's a bunch. I mean, you can probably play all of these for free now online. So just go to like a retrogames.com or something like that, and you can play them in your browser. So just have a look.
Or you can do exactly what I just did. I searched like a year and then PC games and seeing what were the biggest games that year. Super Mario World came out in 1990.
Yeah, the Super Marios, you can't miss them. I wouldn't. Super Mario World 1's good, but it's one of those, you die, you're dead, you're out, you have to start the whole thing again. At least Super Mario... Was it Super Mario Brothers?
Duke Nukem, that was 91.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my God.
Monkey Island. Point and click. There's a lot of good point and click adventures back then. There was one called Police Quest, which was a bit weird, but I kind of enjoyed it. And if you want sort of more modern retro, I guess, you're going back to the original Grand Theft Autos, Max Payne, things like that. They were all very good. So I wouldn't recommend anything like Sonic.
Do you remember the old arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
That was 89.
Many, many years playing that in the arcades with my friends. We got pretty good at that.
Here you go. Minesweeper, 1989.
Minesweeper. Jeez. I think we should move on to the next question, Slash.
Yeah. There's you a few games, by the way.
Yeah. Downloadable Duck says, "Hi Foxy, I've been learning about your live streaming on the podcast lately. I know you stream on the Foxy 2 channel, but my devices are horrible at telling me when something happens on YouTube. Sometimes I will get a notification saying, oh, hey, this stream's going on now, only to find that the stream ended 3 days ago. Do you have a schedule that you use on for streaming so that I can use it to know when it's going on? Downloadable Duck, I do not stream on Foxy 2, but that is where my videos go on the second channel after I've streamed on Twitch. It's also where we upload the podcast live shows too, but we don't stream on that channel. We actually stream into the Discord. If you're talking about the podcast streams, these live ones that you don't want to miss, then you will need to join the podcast Discord, and then you will be notified when we're about to go live, and we try to do it at the same time every week. If it's for my streams or Slack streams that you want to watch, then if you join our Discords, I've got a schedule channel that pretty much has all stuff on there. And you've got, basically, you can click if you want to be an announcement role. So basically, when I go live, you will get pinged, which means it sends a notification to your device to tell you that I've gone live. And it will give you a link to wherever I'm live as well. And I'm sure Slack's got the same thing going on his Discord. So, YouTube notifications have always been unreliable for very good reason, which I've covered a lot of times before. A lot of people just think, oh, it's broken, it doesn't work.
No, it's not.
It's to stop it just completely spamming you constantly. It's constantly trying to only give you the notifications that it thinks are critical, and it bases that on what you've watched most recently, not who you're subscribed to or who you've pressed the bell for. Because if it depended on how many people you subscribe to, but if it notified you every single time one of those people, like my subscription list is about 60 people long, if it notified me every time one of those put a video out, it would be pinging every hour of the day.
I'd
turn off notifications.
Yep.
And YouTube do not want you to be turning off notifications, because if they do that, they can't get you to watch their content.
Next up, new MC modder. Hey, Foxy and Slack, love the podcast and your mods. I just started modding Minecraft Bedrock, but I can't get my new mod to show up in Minecraft. However, my guess is that my UUID is wrong. How do you get your UUIDs for your mods, and do you have any advice for you?
There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can go to just type in UUID version 4 generator online and just click generate, copy and paste it.
Yep.
Or if you've got Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code, you can download an extension that just gives you a shortcut. And that's what I use in Visual Studio Code. I think it's called MPP Tools or something like that. And when I hit Shift, Alt, and G, Control, Shift, and G, it just throws in a UUID for me. And Visual Studio Code, there's a extension UUID something or other, and I just mapped it to the same key, so that I've got muscle memory for that now. So that's how I make them. Very simple.
Yep, very simple.
Yeah, your UUID can't really be wrong unless it's in the wrong format. As long as it's the right format, it doesn't really matter what it is. There's letters, numbers, and capital letters, and it's got the dashes in the right place. It's fine.
Yep.
It's just a random number. And the idea is that they're so long and they're so potentially random. The idea is there'll never, ever be another UUID. I think the chances of you having the same UID as one that's already been generated somewhere are in the trillions, like trillion to one chance. So it's just a random number that's pretty much guaranteed to be unique, which is why it's called unique. Universal identifier. I think that's what it stands for.
Yeah, never copy one. Yeah, never copy one.
Yeah. Okay, the cool guy says, "Hi guys, the cool guy here. I have a question. Did Jessie quit the podcast? She hasn't been on for a while. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work. The cool guy died by bathing with a toaster." Yes, she did. She left. She's decided she didn't want to do it anymore, and she's moved on to other things.
Yep. But she always has a open spot if she ever wishes to return one day.
Absolutely. Yes, I do miss Jessie B being on the podcast.
Me too. But life changes for people.
It does. And also, if she was on, where would she fit? Where would she go on the screen? Would she squeeze in the middle? Just like a little head popping up from the bottom, or would we have her upside down hanging from the top? We'd have to split the screen into 4 and like have Jessie like, hang on, where's my, like above me or something, or in the middle, and then we'd be having to like look up to her all the time. It'd be very difficult. That's why we can't have a guest, guys. I've seen loads of YouTube comments like, "Oh, you had a really long podcast the other day. You could have a guest on." I think the length of the podcast doesn't, if we're having a guest, we're not having him on for 5 minutes. We're having him on for the full podcast. I think the longer the podcast is, the more off-put it is for the guest.
Yep.
But yeah,
especially if we have a long-winded one where we're 2-3 hours into it. They're like,
yeah, where are they going to go? They don't fit on screen. Sorry, guys. No guests.
Yeah. Next up, Lemonade. Would you rather, 1, have a block that is able to be placed in midair, or have a remote control for redstone you placed?
We have remote control for redstone. It's called Calibrated sculk sensors.
Yeah, so block in midair, I guess?
Like, what do you mean just you don't... you know what? I'd actually really like that. I'd like to not have to use the set block command when I'm up 300 blocks high in a creative world just to place a block down. So yeah, I'd like a block that could just be placed anywhere.
Now, would that be creative or survival availability?
I don't really see that it would be very useful in survival.
You're talking about if you wanted to build above an ocean and you didn't want to have to pillar all the way up.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Fly, just fly and just drop a block and it's like, boom, place.
Yeah. Actually being able to place a block on the top of water. Yes. Not having to pile up from the bottom of the ocean. Yes.
Well, I kind of use lily pads as my cheat with that. But yeah.
Cheat.
Right. And the second part of this question is remove the big entities.
Hang on.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
But you don't carry them in your inventory. So you got to go down to the bottom of the ocean, get your ender chest out, pull out your lily pad, swim back up and put one on the top.
If I know I'm going to build something in the ocean, I'm going to have the lily pad on me.
Wow, you're too organized. I wouldn't.
Well, most of the time I don't even have lily pads, okay?
Yeah.
So, all right. So the second part of the question, remove big entities not being able to fit in boats, or remove the green bit in cherry blossom trees. Remove big entities not fitting in boats.
Yes. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I'll accept the green cherry leaves for having the big entities back at the boats.
Yeah. Don't mess with my boats. Don't mess with my minecarts anymore.
DJ Chris says, DJ Chris Plays here. What do you think to the 1.20? No, what do you think 1.21 update could possibly be?
No clue.
I think it will be Minecraft related.
It will have new content.
Yes, have new things in it. Hopefully. Don't know. No idea. I'm not going, I think it's going to be that. Finally, they're going to do the deep dark portal or an end update. No, I'm not even going to guess anymore. We've been guessing for years, and then they gave us 1.20. I'm like,
here's a more reliable question then, or maybe when do you think they will start announcing stuff for 1.21?
When they do the live show in September, I imagine. Is it September or October?
I don't remember.
Can't remember. Well, it'll be later in the year. I don't think we'll get anything before then.
Yeah. Next up, DJ Chris. DJ Chris here, Foxy. How's your day? Slack. How's yours? The Little Fire Lizard and Jen. Hi. Foxy, I was wondering if you ever thought of porting your add-ons to Java. I have friends who play only Java and want your packs but can't use them. Love the podcast. Peace out, bruh.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I make them for Bedrock Edition is because people moan at me that they're on Java Edition, but we can't use them on Bedrock Edition. So I don't think there's any of my add-ons that don't already exist on Java Edition. Is there? What?
No.
Avatars, maybe, doesn't exist on Java Edition. Or maybe, it probably does. Someone will have made that mod.
Oh, there's something with the amount of mods on there. Yeah, I would say Foxy's main reason for making add-ons for Bedrock Edition is because he plays on Bedrock Edition and we don't have add-ons on Bedrock Edition. So it's helping bring things that people want to the game.
That was, I made the Mob Heads add-on for Bedrock feeling totally like, I'm just ripping off Bedrock vanilla tweaks here from Java Edition, but no one had done it. And to be fair, right, okay, this is my excuse for being able to rip it off. I had previously, so I had a Java Edition world with patrons, and I didn't want to use the Vanilla Tweaks pack because I wanted it to be on my own, and I enjoyed the process of doing it. And I made my very own Mob Heads pack with all my own textures and everything for Java Edition. So when I made it for Bedrock Edition, I felt like I had earned the right to be able to copy my own version of the Mob Heads pack for Java Edition, and I obviously made all my own textures. I made it unique by being able to move the blocks around and rotate them and make them bigger and smaller, make them be able to sit on them and stuff like that. So I didn't feel like it was just a total rip-off. But yes, that's because people kept asking me, we can have Mob Heads, can we have them on Bedrock Edition? And I made them. So when I see a need, do you remember the film Robots from years ago? It was a bit of a rubbish film. It had, I think Ewan McGregor was the main guy. It had Robin Williams in it. It was one of those animated 3D films that was. It was a kids' film, but it was one of those that it wasn't ever so popular.
I don't remember off the top of my head. No,
well, there's a phrase in that stuck with me. And basically the main robot, the young man played by Ewan McGregor, says, I think his catchphrase is "See a need, fill a need." And that's how I feel when it comes to Bedrock Edition add-ons. I see something I need and I make it. I go, I can do that. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Who's next? It is Dawson Hunter. Says, what is the command that changes a player's view screen? I tried looking in the change logs but couldn't find it. What you do is you turn away from your desk and you go, Mom, I need no screen. There you go. That's the command. Is that how you do it, Slack?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. Or if you're like sat on a lounging chair and you can't reach to turn the telly over and you need to change the view. So you like just do the same thing, but just ask them to press the button on the remote.
That's like when we were a kid. Our parents were like, "Go twist the antenna," and when I tell you to stop, yep.
Yeah. Oh, geez, I don't even remember doing that. Okay. In terms of Minecraft, I think you're probably referring to the new camera commands. If you are, all of if you go to learn.microsoft.net and search for a camera command on there, it'll come up with it. You need to enable the experimental camera features in your world settings. But yeah, it's all in there. It tells you how to do it all.
Coding Gamer 360. Hello, Foxy and Slack. Which one do you think is better, Java or Bedrock? Because after playing Bedrock for my whole life, I'm going to get Java. I think they're both Minecraft and you play whichever one you want.
Yeah, there's good reasons and bad reasons for both. So Java Edition as a single player experience, is probably more stable and it's probably more the way Minecraft should be played. As a multiplayer experience, it's a nightmare. It's laggy. It's kills your file size. You need a lot of RAM for it. For me personally, just the time Java takes to load, it just irritates me in how quick Bedrock Edition is. Bedrock Edition, you click the button and within a couple of seconds it's open and you're playing your game. Java Edition, you load the launcher, which takes for ages because it's always got an update to do. You load your game, it has to download all the files, takes ages to actually load up the thing. Then you expect it actually takes ages to load the worlds as well, but that's because the world file sizes are so big and they're not optimized like Bedrock Edition are. So there's a lot of plus points for Bedrock Edition. Downsides of Bedrock Edition is there's no, other than the marketplace and a handful of websites, which most of them are pretty unreliable in terms of viruses and malware and stuff like that. There's not a huge selection of good mod packs, curated ones. But then that said, even the good mod packs on Java Edition, when in my experience playing them, end up laggy and crashing and having conflicts and things. So I don't think there's a good or bad. I think they both got the merits, both got the disadvantages. I like playing on Bedrock Edition because it's convenient. It's easy.
That's where my friends play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Right, last one. Is it me or you?
You.
Okay. Irish Viking says, have you noticed... Oh, we've already read this one because we talked about it earlier, didn't we?
We talked about it earlier.
So we're done. Yep. Question's over. Nobody in the live question... Nobody got any questions for us. Nobody cares.
Guess we answered everything for them.
Yep. They have full of their information meters to the top. They are no longer requiring any more. So this is good news. Okay, if you would like to ask us a question for the next podcast, you can do, obviously, by emailing. I will tell you the email address again. Have you not been listening? It is news@thepod... I can't remember.
Have you been speaking?
blockupdate.com. The feedback form is on the blockupdate.com website, and the Discord is not called the blockupdate.com. It's Discord/GG something. I don't know. It's got a weird... It's in the link description below. Jeez.
Yeah. Go find it down below. Yeah.
Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this podcast, which you will have done because it's actually been really good fun, we've been laughing, we've been joking. I think it's been a special one for episode 70. I've been very, very pleased with it. And I think you have too. So that's why right now you're going to go over to patreon.com/the block update and you're going to pledge at the lowest tier because you're a cheapskate, but we're going to be happy with it anyway. And you're going to get the all the access to the things like the bonus show and stuff like that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that in advance. Slack, what are you doing this week?
Working on getting Minecraft content back out and running, and probably daily streams and videos. At least one TV episode and one Slackville episode a week right now.
Nice. Are we going to do that thing that we said that we were going to do?
Yes, I really want to do that thing. It's just figuring out which day and time works best for us on that.
We used to do Friday mornings, didn't we?
Yep, we used to do Friday mornings. Do you want to do Friday morning?
Yeah, but not tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, like next Friday.
Okay, so we'll have it planned in for next Friday. And we'll put the podcast back on Wednesday.
Morning.
Right, and we're going to put the podcast back on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I've got to edit the podcast tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be sleeping. Oh, it's Thursday today, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Wednesday podcast, Friday recording. Yeah.
Yep.
And with a bit of luck, hopefully at some point in the future, I'll have a video out on my channel. My second channel, Duckshot, has still got 2 videos a day going out on there, apart from today, because I forgot to put them live.
Good job.
I keep saying it. I will start streaming regularly from next week, guys. I promise. I want to. It's not I don't want to. I just got things to do, guys. I keep getting sidetracked with these really exciting projects. I'm sorry. Not my fault. Gee.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Don't forget, if there's anything you want to talk to us about at all, as long as it's, I don't want it too personal, but just you can email us or fill in the form or join the Discord. Okay?
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah.
Right. All that's left to say, Slack, is the same thing I say at the end of every single podcast. And that is that if you did something on purposes, then it's definitely your fault. But...
Yep, on purposes.
Yep.
Or else it'd be an accident.
Yep.
Bye. I'm running away now. Yep. Done. That's it.